because torrential rains that left a trail of destruction across that province are finally clearing up. However, some areas are still flooded, roads are closed, and evacuations are being carried out in places like Kariega. In Gqeberha's Motherwell area, many residents are still trapped inside their homes. The severe weather conditions has caused significant disruptions and economic damage across the province. Cleanup operations are now underway, with humanitarian aid being provided to the affected families. Watching developments for us is our reporter Lerato Fikisi, who joins us now live. And Lerato, the images you beamed yesterday to us are going to stay with many viewers for a long time. With the weather now clearing up, we're told, I suppose the cleanup efforts, people picking up the pieces, finally begins.
Absolutely, and yesterday we were showing you the devastation of the floods, and this morning luckily the sun is coming out, especially here in Gqeberha where we are this morning. And we went to the same house we visited yesterday in Missionville, where people, like you said, are beginning to pick up the pieces now of what's left of their furniture and their life in essence after the floods. But where we are, Ayanda, now is Gqeberha, an area that was largely affected by the floods itself. We are inside a hall called Gqeberha Hall in Kariega, where people here have been evacuated from their houses. The number now stands at over 3,000 people evacuated from their homes. But in this specific hall, Ayanda, there are 145 people who come from Lapland, an area very badly affected by the floods, and also Ward 40. But they slept here, Ayanda, in this hall because obviously their homes are not able to accommodate them because they are drenched in water or even destroyed by the floods. But let's now take a walk to the residents that are here who have spent the night here. What was a bit of a concern, Ayanda, that I must just state that the last time the people here ate was last night through supper, specifically food, soup and bread, which was supplied by Gift of the Givers. They did also state that the disaster management from municipality of Nelson Mandela Bay Metro did supply them with blankets, and also Gift of the Givers also supplied blankets, but they slept on chairs and they're currently waiting for mattresses coming from Cape Town from Gift of the Givers. Good afternoon. So you spent obviously the night here. Your home is the one that's in either Ward 40 or Lapland. How badly destroyed was your home, and how currently the conditions are where you're currently staying?
Lapland. Daar wat ons is nou, daar staan nie eintlik huise wat ons nou vanaf gekom het, die water is volloopbaar. Dit is hoekom ons hier so sit in hierdie plek. En die tweede ding is dat hier ons word nie lekker getreed. Ons het nog gisteraand nog geëet hier so in hierdie plek. So die mense moet kyk na ons hier so. Hulle moet kyk.
Ook het ons op 'n stoel geslaap en net die bankjie op jouself gesit.
Ons het op 'n stoel geslaap, nee, op 'n stoel met hierdie kombersetjie. En as vir jou koud die binne in hierdie plek. Is koud in hierdie plek. Ja.
En die kos wanneer jy geëet?
Ons het gisteraand nog geëet en toe bring hulle nog gisteraand se kos nog hierso omdat dat ons nog dit moet eet. Ek het dit geëet. Want het gisteraand se kos moet ek is jou hond. Ja, nee.
That's one of the residents here just saying that they slept on chairs and there was given food to eat, and he said that he didn't eat the food himself because he's not a dog, and he said that food was actually for last night and they expected to eat it this morning and refused to eat, but many people here had not had nothing to eat and saying that they had to also sleep on a chair. So you're also obviously from Lapland, your house completely destroyed. Were you part of the people whose houses were destroyed in the previous flood and now are back here 4 months later?
Yes, my house was destroyed in the previous flood, but currently we're sitting with a problem because accommodation the government is giving us, it's not like equal, because it's whereby we have to sleep on the floors and it's wet, and it can let us get sick like TB and things like that. And other thing, all of the people still have the clothes since we came from there, and the clothes are wet, and we don't have proper blankets and no proper food was given. We're sleeping on the chairs, and the other problem is this, they took us from there and our families, but we were separated from our families, which means from what we've been hearing, our families is not happy there, and they also there's no power in town. They are all sleeping on the ground. And say for instance, when we have something in our pockets, it's father, we can't even go there because we don't have money for transport and anything like that. So we are sitting in a big problem because of this. You see, and all of us only get one blanket each. So we have a big problem with the accommodation of government.
Sir, we found you when we arrived, and you were saying, and you were also complaining that you were part also of the team that were evacuated from their homes in Lapland 4 months ago, and you find yourself back here again. Is there perhaps a dissatisfaction, also an anger that you have towards the municipality because they said they would provide you guys with houses, and now 4 months later you're back in the same hole you were in 4 months ago?
Yes, we are very, very deeply sitting with pain because they promised us the last time they're going to build our houses, but they didn't come through with their promises. And even now, there's nothing they do for us. And even our children is suffering because of this. Now they can't go to school because we have to take them to places like this. And the family of us are not happy. We are fighting with each other because of this. And even the community members, they don't come and hear our problems. But when something like this is happening, they come to the front because they know there are money involved. That's why they come to the front. But when we go back to our places, they leave us like that. They don't care.
Well, those are the sentiments of some of the residents from Lapland and also Ward 40 who have been housed in this hall, Gqeberha Hall in Kariega, saying that it's really, really sad that they're back here again. 4 months ago, you remember we had those devastating floods in June where promises of better houses and houses not in floodplain areas were promised to them, and they're saying now 4 months later, the same people are back here asking for the same thing, better houses, to be moved away from flood-prone areas and to be moved to better houses. And they're saying that it's also uncomfortable, unhygienic, also a health hazard to sleep on chairs with just one blanket. Also concerning is also the high number of children we've seen running around here. And like I said, they are currently waiting for food. They have not eaten since last night. Food that will come from the Giver of the Givers, who have generously supplied them with food, blankets and other resources that are essential for them as they are currently housed. They're also saying that there is no way forward. No one has come and said, you know, you're going to be housed here for a certain number of days, and then from there, what is the way forward? So they're sitting here clueless, helpless, and appealing to the municipality to come forward and provide a way forward.
Sure, really sobering situation there, and that hall looks very cold, so I imagine they can't really stay there for much longer than they already have. But Lerato Fikisi will certainly keep monitoring that story with you. Reporting live there, Lerato, from Kariega in the Eastern Cape.